Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today I wanted to talk to my chosen ones and target individuals about this spiritual war going on out here, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that we can do as far as like spiritually, which we all discuss as far as like prayers, meditation, you know what I'm saying? Make sure we eating the right things and taking the right information, you know, listening and taking all around the board, you know what I'm saying? But what I also realize is, like, you don't become a good basketball player without practice. So how do you practice? You have to create simulated situations that can help you perceive your possible best outcome when it's game time. So if we can use these basketball analogies, these sports analogies, how do we reiterate this into real life? And what I used to like to do is, and what I didn't understand before when I was younger, but it made more sense as I got older, and I know I possess a little bit more strength than my peers around me, which is why I'm able to do this. But it's like, for me, I grew up watching horror movies. And when you grow up watching horror movies, you always, you know, you kind of become afraid of all the little things, Freddy Krueger, Jason, blah, blah, blah. All these little things that's going on in horror movies, all right? But as I got older, what I did was, what I realized I was doing as I started watching when I got older, I was creating a simulation of that kind of environment within, that how it gets my energy and motion for certain scenes or certain parts and things like that. So with me creating these simulated situations within, just at home watching a movie, it was easier for me to process this energy when it started to do that thing that it does, you know, when your chakras start to get out of line. It made it easier for me to process that emotion, that energy, when I was in an actual situation. I know it's tough and I know it's hard to kind of like want to feed yourself or intake these certain things, but I'm a warrior, so that's why I'm just using it as an example in me, because without the camera shit, I'm still a spiritual warrior, and trust me, I'm still out here putting in this work. But for me and from all my other warriors, you know what I'm saying, that's you trying to build it up as strong as possible, so that way when you're in those real life situations, it's a small tactic to how you can create simulated situations, you know what I'm saying? That's why people like to watch happy movies, because it gets your energy flowing and it creates that vibration and it pulls that emotion out of you, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not always facing happy shit in life, you might as well go ahead and watch some horror shit and figure out how to not cover your eyes no more, how to align your chakras, pay attention to what's going on while it's happening. At least you can do it in a safe environment, you know what I'm saying? Yes, you do create, you know, our minds is seeds. So yes, you could possibly be planting other seeds. But for me, in the way I see it as, I'm a warrior and I already been in the dark depths of this shit and I already know where I stand. So it doesn't fucking matter how much of that shit I see, I know where the fuck I stand. And for my other beings that are strong enough that can actually create these simulated situations, I advise you to tap in and start watching other things to try to create these simulated situations. It's better for you to create it in your own space where you're comfortable at, opposed from just keep running into these things in real life and then just like, oh shit, well I could have did that better this time, or I should have been more, like, create the self-awareness while you're in your free time, so that way when it's happening, your process is happening a lot more faster. You're actually tuning your processor to that, you know what I'm saying? So, and this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone. I wouldn't tell people who not really strong enough to do these kind of things to tap into that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's really not your position. This is just more so of the warriors who done already been in the fucking the dumps and the bottoms of this shit and then already experienced a fucking way too much of this shit to where you're almost basically desensitized to this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you can dive in to those situations for those emotions, tap into it. If you have another emotion or entity that you try to stay away from, maybe you try to stay away from sad emotions. Watch some sad movies. Tap into that energy and emotion. Figure out how to manage it and not allow someone else to make you sad. You know, the sadness should be within you. Don't allow somebody else without you to do that to you. So we all know how to be happy, so you don't need to sit around and watch happy movies and gaggy movies all the time. You know what I'm saying? But since we are in the digital world and this is what's going on, I would advise you to tap in and to create these simulations. You know what I'm saying? These were some major, huge tactics that helped me in my ascension and my journey. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to create these situations at home, so that way when I stepped out in the real world in reality, it made the whole process a lot easier. A whole lot easier. But I'm also a warrior too, so I know, like, I'm built to be at the forefront. Plus I'm a man and I lead with my masculine, so I'm supposed to be in the forefront. But that's me, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, for the sad energy and emotion, you can tap into that too. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of different ways we can create these simulations. And when you watch a lot of the other cartoons and like Dragon Ball Z and shit, they created simulations. They would go into different places and create simulations, so that way when they had to go out and really fight, they was way more prepared. We want to stay away from these things, but it's a spiritual war. When you're a targeted individual, you already know how the gang stalking happens. You already know how it goes. It gets kind of hard to distinguish the gang stalkers from the admirers. You know what I'm saying? We chosen in this motherfucking process, and they gonna keep the target on our back. So if they're gonna keep the target on our back, they're gonna make us keep jumping over all these hoops and loops. You know what I'm saying? At least if I'm jumping over them, I can see the next 5 obstacles in front of me. You know what I'm saying? I know this one is a rope. I know this one is monkey bars. You know what I'm saying? I know this one is like a pulley. Like, at least be able to be in front of them until we get back in our position. We have to be able to face these other energies and emotions. So the way I see it is just create the simulation in a safe space. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have to do your own little ritual afterwards, whether you sage or do your prayers or your meditation afterwards, you know what I'm saying? For whether you're watching a sad one, creating the simulation for the sad emotion, or whether you're watching the horror movies and just trying to understand that fear, that stomach solar plex chakra. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's huge. That's huge. And it's a big key ingredient, and it's a small piece of the puzzle to helping us stay ahead and to continue to take these steps forward that we need to win this battle. It's a battle going on out here, and it's going to continue to go until we right where we're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to run it up too long. I just wanted to drop a little tactic down there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everything is down below. Peace to the kings and queens.